Tesla just shipped its holiday software update, so we're going to go for a quick drive. This is FSDBeta version 10.8. Alright, let's go. We're at a little small block of guest parking in my neighborhood, but alright, so pulled out of that just fine. First impressions, it looks like the visualizations are way more crisp. You see the new blind spot monitoring camera pops up when the turn signal is activated. Alright, creep it forward. Yeah, so it's not, for the path prediction, it's not using the little dots anymore. It has the blue line like you do on regular autopilot and navigate on autopilot. Generally, the yellow and red lines are appear to be a little bit crisper, which is nice. It's very polished. Yeah, loving that that blind spot camera. Alright, so it's gonna go make this left turn. I saw online that some pics posted of the driving visualizations taking up more of the screen. I need to play with the settings, see if I can get that going. That looked pretty cool. Right now it's actually, I mean, it used to take up 2/3 of the screen. Now it's only taking up 1/3 of the screen. So out of the box, it seems like the visualizations are taking less of the screen real estate than they did before. Yeah, now the blind spot camera thing, it's been done before by like I think Honda. At some point, they made the side cameras standard, and that was a feature that was kind of rolled out a few years ago by Honda. But it's pretty awesome that, you know, just a software update and it's there. I mean, it's you know, you don't have to buy a newer model car to get these updated features. Looks like the Crosswalks, the visualizations are back. For a while it seemed like they're kind of gone, even though they rolled them out, kind of the grayish bars for Crosswalks. So see those again. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I've been using the FSDBeta pretty much every drive that I take, and you know, there's an intervention here or there, disengagement here or there, but honestly, you know, when I'm running errands, just kind of moving about town, and basically I turn it on and don't really worry too much about the drive, just kind of pay attention to what other cars are doing, and you know, the car handles almost every situation on its own. Really, what I watch for is, like, if there's like a car tailgating or something, then I'll nudge FSDBeta to kind of, you know, take its turn when it might be a little bit hesitant, like at a four-way stop sign or something like that, and there's a car behind me. But otherwise, I mean, I guess I've had FSDBeta probably at this point, I want to say 2.5 months. And, you know, I think I originally got it 10.3. Now we're on 10.8. So, like, right here, I'll probably nudge it just so it'll go. So people don't have to wait too long. But yeah, it's kind of a great life hack. Like if there's something that I have to do and I don't really feel like going out in the cold or whatever, I just, you know, let the car do the driving. So, you know, it kind of reduces the resistance or the hesitance. Like, I mean, right now I'm going to CVS to pick up one prescription, even though I went there a couple days ago. Normally I'd be a little bit hesitant to go, but you know, there's a new software update, and you know, the car is going to do most of the work. I'm just going to sit here, kind of observe. Okay, so that's interesting. Like, I noticed the blue line, the kind of the indicator of where the car is going. When it approached that stop sign, it went lighter. I know in the past, FSD betas, when you arrive at a stop, all the dots kind of compress into like a more, like a shorter line, of tighter, like just basically a solid line of dots. But here now, instead of having a solid blue line indicating where it's going, when it approaches the stop sign, like here, we'll see it again, the darker portion like slides back into the car, and it's just like this light blue, probably figuring out what it's doing next. So right now it's creeping forward, even though it could probably just go. So people are probably wondering what I'm doing, but that's okay. Yeah, and you know, another like underrated feature that you don't really think about when you're on FSD, it just kind of manages all the speed limits as you go, as you transition from like this neighborhood street that's 25 to the larger street that we're about to turn on to that's like 45. It just like automatically changes it, so you don't have to worry about like how fast you're going necessarily. And again, okay, here's doing the left turn, stays in the left lane. It's a lot smoother than the previous versions. Like generally, previous versions, left turns or any turn really is a little bit sometimes herky-jerky, maybe a little bit wide. It'll adjust wide and you know, correct and hesitate, but that was pretty smooth. There's not too many corrections there. But yeah, like here we're going 45, which is the speed limit, and you know, the car figured that out. Didn't really need to do much. There's a car kind of like riding my tail a little bit, so I'll probably adjust the speed limit up. But otherwise, I generally don't have to worry about that. Now it's going to be interesting pulling into the CVS lot. I don't know if it's going to be able to duck into the little driveway it doesn't turn on the turn signal, which is probably not ideal for the car behind me, but it did it. It got here. So we're at CVS now. So I'll probably stop the video and find a spot to park, and then resume after I pick up this prescription.
A few minutes later.
All right, we're back, and I'm gonna go get some lunch, but I think, I figured it out. There's just a slider that you can just drag the left pane with the FSD visualizations across, and kind of replace the map. So here we go. We're gonna try it out with a full screen. Gonna initiate in the parking lot, which is, I don't know, it's always a little sketch to me, but it's fine. All right, okay, buddy, what are you doing? Okay, nice reaction time there. He like totally, like, you can see that other driver like totally flinched and kept going. He luckily there was enough space where you know, nothing happened. Obviously the car slowed down and was fine, but that's human pilot for you. Older guy, so I can't really fault him, but all right, so it's gonna make this left turn. It's probably gonna hop the curb, probably. I mean, I do that sometimes too. I had to nudge it. There's a car behind me, but that's okay. All right, so now actually this is really good for recording. You can kind of see all the visualizations, and don't have to hide the map or anything. You can see in the lower left, your blind spot camera is lit up because the turn signal's on. Just waiting for our light. I'm gonna mess with it, see if you can, yeah. So yeah, there's like a little little line to indicate that you can interact with this, but you can slide it to whatever. I'll go full screen again. So the placement of the navigation instructions are on the lower left, and it seems like that's kind of the anchor point for things like the steering wheel nag. So everything kind of just stacks vertically from that corner. So when you if you looked at the blind spot camera, when the steering wheel nag popped up, it stacked on top of that. And same for the navigation instructions. They're anchored at the bottom left, and then the steering wheel nag pops up above that. But this is like pretty sweet. I mean, like, I'm very amused by the fact that you can go full screen on the visualizations, and I think, you know, it makes a lot of sense if you envision the future with, you know, the car driving itself entirely. You know, this is how the car would communicate to the passenger, right, of what it's doing. And honestly, like, having the map is a huge flex on like a traditional car where like the navigation's like this tiny screen or whatever, and you can have the map take up most of the screen. But I think this is an even bigger flex because like it's taking in all this real world data via the cameras and rendering it on the screen in real time, and that you can fill the screen with that. Like, to me, is pretty cool. I mean, it's geeky. It doesn't change the functionality much, but like I think it's huge for helping the passengers understand what the car sees and what the car is about to do. Now, as the driver, while we're going through this beta phase, I can't pay too much attention to it because I'm sure the car will like beep at me and complain that I'm not paying attention to the road. But as a passenger, I can imagine like it being a huge help to know like kind of what's going on with the software. So right now, yeah, you can see it's just seeing all the cars on the other side of the road, and it's, you know, seeing the boundaries of the drivable space. And you know, like as I was saying earlier, like FSDBeta has become pretty much effortless in how I use it. Like I just get in the car and I just turn it on, and it's I don't want to use the word mundane because it you know, it has this connotation of like kind of being boring or whatever, but like it's the fact that it becomes routine, maybe that's a better word, is exciting. Because hey, look, I have a performance Model Y because I do care about driving dynamics, and I do care about, like, you know, like having an exhilarating drive. But let's face it, I mean, like, the vast majority of your drives are not that. So, you know, it's really cool to be able to just delegate, you know, and that's the mark of a good leader, right? Being able to delegate stuff. So, like, hey, if I can delegate the mundane drives, have at it. Prime example, a couple weekends ago, I did this drive, this really nice windy road to get to the coast. So I forget the name of it. It's Skyline Boulevard, I think. So, you know, I went from Woodside to Half Moon Bay and then up to Pacifica. But, you know, that drive's super windy, so it's super fun and engaging. So when there was no traffic, you know, I turned off FSD, like ripped it, and, you know, was hitting corners like fast, exiting corners really hard, and all that fun, good stuff. But then when there's traffic or whatever, I just turn on FSD. You know, it's able to take on all the corners by itself, and, you know, manage slowing down for the traffic in front of it and all that. And so you have this really good hybrid, this almost like a, you know, it's almost like a cybernetic link with the car, right? Like when you want to be in control, you have access to all the fun aspects of owning a Tesla. And then when you're stuck with other cars in front of you where you can't take advantage of that anyways, you just engage FSD. It does its thing, it gets you there. You don't really worry about it. But, you know, like, just like with anything else, it is a tool, it is a skill. So you have to get used to actually using the tool, you know, dismissing the nag when it pops up, you know, without actually disengaging the system. That's probably the biggest thing to learn. Knowing its limits, like what situations give it trouble, that's important. So you can anticipate when there might be an issue and take over. But so far, it's handling this drive like a champ, and that's, you know, that's not surprising at this point. And that's the exciting thing, right? Like right now, you know, I'm just running an errand, I'm just grabbing lunch. It's not a drive that I need to do aggressively, you know. And, you know, maybe it's arguable that no drive should be done aggressively, but, you know, it's a fun car, and I like to take advantage of the performance when the situation arises. But, you know, for these kind of everyday tasks, the car can handle it on its own. Like, a little bit wiggly road here for no reason, but, you know, keeps it in the lane, nice and centered. So now, like, you can't see it, but like a car's kind of, you know, getting close to my rear bumper, so I'll just bump the speed a little bit, you know, to 35. It's a 30 zone or whatever, but I don't want to impede the flow of traffic too much going the speed limit, because most people don't go the speed limit. And the nice thing is, like, when the car drives, like, you're not as much, you're not in as much of a hurry, so you don't have to like feel the need to like tailgate and like go faster than the speed limit or whatever, because the car's handling that, you know. Like I feel no sense of extreme urgency to go get lunch. You know, like it's just taking me there. You know, I kind of know where we're headed, and I know the steps to get there. I don't need to be. It's almost like when you're used to taking a drive. Sorry, hold that thought. One of the big annoyances for me over the last few patches is its hesitancy to go into a bike lane when making a right turn. Here's going to be the first big test of that. Oh, beautiful. It's like just maybe not. It's still a little bit hesitant. It's not going into the bike lane to make the turn. But in this situation, it's fine because it's able to make that turn perfectly. So we're at the destination, and of course this place looks like it's closed. Oh no, it's open. So I'll stop recording and we'll resume.
A few minutes later.
All right, lunch acquired. Let's go ahead and head home. I'm gonna see. I typically, normally when I do FSD, I'll kind of get it started. I'll like get on the road or whatever and then engage it. But I'm just gonna engage it from our parking spot here at the meter and let it go ahead and start. I mean, obviously that situation is not a big deal. So I like the new, instead of the little dots, I like the new blue line. I guess new old blue line, because it's the same as the autopilot one, but you know, obviously with the gray, or not gray, but like the lightening of it and the darkening of it to indicate its intentions. Right, it should go wide for this lady that is kind of opening her door there. Okay, so yeah, avoided. It's kind of in the middle of the road here, but okay, it tucked back in. It's waiting for that car. Okay, it goes. All right, there's a dip here. I hope it sees it. I might just slow down. It's not slowing down. It's a subtle dip, but we're here in downtown Martinez, and I'd rather not go full speed over that. So like in situations like that, you know what the software doesn't do well, and you avoid it, because this car has big wheels, and when you hit a dip going full speed like that, you're probably gonna ding up your wheels, and it's avoidable, so not the end of the world. Maybe at one point they'll do a software update that recognizes that, but I saw that it was still going relatively fast, and you know, still within the speed limit, but you know, I don't know what's up with the city planning where they decided to put like a dip right there. It's like the only one in downtown Martinez that's like that. So here it looks like it might have got confused with that stop sign that was incorrectly turned towards our direction of traffic. Okay, so here I got another person opening the door. So I kind of went around that corner a little bit more slowly. Alright, so it's just chilling here. It's going below the speed limit, so I'm going to nudge it by increasing the speed speed limit here. We got a motorcycle coming up on our rear bumper a little bit, so try not to aggravate him too much. But this S-curve here, before FSDBeta, it would just like quit. Like if you had it on regular autopilot, it would just give up. But here, like ever since I've been on FSDBeta, that's been no big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna, since there's no cars behind me, I'll just nudge it back down to the speed limit. Again, you know, not in a big rush, just going home after picking up lunch, so just let it do its thing. No need to get a ticket unnecessarily. So there's like this this turn that kind of merges like 3 different directions of traffic that it sometimes slows down on because it'll see a stop sign, but here just cruise through it. It's not a big deal. All right, I'm gonna crank it up because the street that we're going onto is a little bit faster, even though like technically the speed limit is still 25 from the previous residential stretch there. This is more of an industrial stretch, so generally the speed limit here is around 35, 45, but there's no posted speed limit to let the car recognize that. And the map data doesn't show, so it just defaults to the previous speed limit. But in practice, every other car is, you know, doing the 45 or whatever that's posted further down the street. So in situations like that, you know, not so that I don't make every other driver go crazy, I just kind of speed it up to what the speed limit's going to be. And here I have it set to 40. We crossed the 45 speed limit sign, and it'll adjust to 45, and it speeds up. So those are just little nuances of using FSD that you know, maybe you know, someone that's new to it might not be used to, but like once you get a hang of it, then it automatically, it becomes second nature, especially so it saw the light turn yellow and it slowed down. That's a smoother slowdown. I think it used to be, it generally would brake hard, and it wasn't very good about like kind of like coasting to the light before, but that behavior there, it saw the light was yellow, it wasn't gonna make it, so it went a little bit harder on the brakes, and then it coasted to 0 right at the crosswalk, which I think is a great behavior. I think I was very happy with that. I think it's an improvement over previous behavior. Right now I'm doing the speed limit at 35, but got a car coming up behind me, so I'll go ahead and bump it to 40. Give myself a little room and, you know, like let them go a little faster because that's what they want to do. So again, after we make this right turn, we're gonna run into one of those situations where it defaults to the speed limit that is from a residential area behind it. So like right here, it goes to 25, but the speed limit 35 is up ahead. So I'll go ahead and bump it up to 35 in anticipation of the car behind me, you know, wanting to go that fast. So, and I'll go ahead and bump it up to 40. You know, the car's able to handle these turns just very, very nicely. It'll slow it down as it needs to. So like it's going around this curve at like 39-ish. So coming up, there's like this right turn pocket that for a while it would duck into instead of going straight. Let's see if, I mean, it's corrected that in the past. Okay, so now it doesn't do that anymore. Right here, it used to like default to ducking into that right turn lane, and then it would freak out because it would want to go straight. But they've figured that issue out, and that's the nice thing about this ongoing development of the software. Like you see, when you see issues that have plagued it before get fixed like that, it's great. You know that things are improving. And then this final right turn into the neighborhood here is can be a little bit choppy at times. Let's see how it does here. Looks good. That was pretty smooth. I like that. That's better than it's been doing. Better than average. Normally in the neighborhood I'll slow it down to 20. There's a car behind me, so I'll just leave it at 25. Trash day, so there's a bunch of trash cans out by the curb, so the car should be able to like dodge them all, but you know, there's more obstacles. You'll see them rendered on the screen. Alright, not sure what it's slowing down for. Maybe it saw a parked car that it thought was actively moving. Alright, well, I'm home, so that's about it. Thanks for joining in on this little errand run with FSDBeta.